Hello, this is video that was shown on Channel 4's Dispatches last night. It was also shown on Newsnight last night, and it's posted to show evidence that the police during the pleb gate falsified evidence to show that there were people beyond the gate when really there wasn't. And the CCTV footage you're about to see shows this. I've passed this evidence on to the BBC, the Police Federation and the Labour Party, hoping someone will take it up and ask the relevant questions. If we're just about to play it.
Well, let's remind ourselves that Andrew Mitchell always denied using those very toxic words ascribed to him, the word pleb, the word moron, the repeated use of the F word in an angry tirade aimed at police officers who prevented him from cycling through the main gate of Downing Street, forcing him to walk through the side gate. Now, there were two pieces of evidence that did for Andrew Mitchell at the time. The first was the official police log from the on-duty officers at Downing Street at the time. It was clear, it was precise, it was detailed, and it used the word pleb and a lot more. Now, Mr. Mitchell disputed this. He said he had sworn, but only kind of under his breath in frustration, saying, "I thought you people were supposed to effing help us." However, another piece of evidence came to light that did for him, and this was a corroborative email, supposedly from a member of the public who'd been on the other side of the gate at Downing Street and had witnessed it through the gates. Now, this was written to a colleague of Mr. Mitchell's in the Whip's office, and therefore it found its way to the heart of government. Now, this email, supposedly from a member of the public, had said that the police account, or corroborated the police account, almost word for word, and also said that other members of the public had seen the incident, and some maybe had filmed it. Now, tonight there are allegations that that email was not from a member of the public, but actually from a serving police officer. Now, if true, that is explosive. Tonight, Downing Street have issued the following statement. Any allegations that a serving police officer posed as a member of the public and fabricated evidence against a cabinet minister are exceptionally serious. It is therefore essential that the police get to the bottom of this as a matter of urgency.
And he wasn't even there. So one witness who doesn't seem to have been there, what about the witnesses that were meant to have been there?
Well, it's all...
Okay, the reporter is now going to say that the CCTV subsidiates the Channel 4 programme, that there were no public on the public side of the gate.
Very interesting. As you said in the introduction, Channel 4 News have got hold of the CCTV footage. And let's look at one of the angles of...
Okay, you're now going to... Don't look at the people in the studio, but look at the screen on the wall.
They've got hold of here.
Here. From
inside Downing Street. There you see Mr. Mitchell.
Okay, this is the Downing Street. There's a police officer clearly shown here. This part of Whitehall goes towards Trafalgar Square. This part of Whitehall goes towards Westminster and Parliament Square. And here's the gate. Keep an eye on the gates, the fence itself, and not on the people in the foreground, but people in the background. Also notice the time at the moment. It's the 19th September 2012, 1936. Just gone half past 7 at night.
Wheeling his gate to the side.
You can clearly see here people walking from Trafalgar Square towards Parliament Square.
Wheeling his bike to the side.
You can also see people on the other side of Whitehall walking down, so you can see clearly across the whole of Whitehall.
A gate. Now, maddeningly, frustratingly, there's no audio, and we can't lip read, it's too fuzzy.
Okay, you can see this guy here standing in front of the police officer. I would estimate he's probably a foot from the gate. You can also see by the face, they've obscured the faces, that there are a number of people here. This is obviously a police officer, and is Alistair Mitchell, Andrew Mitchell going through the gate. Time 1936:55.
You for that.
You just see a motorbike go past on the other side of the road.
But let's look.
Do you see it? More people outside the gate, some of them now standing still rather than walking.
Instead, at another...
These two people can clearly be seen here, standing here, looking towards the gate, as Andrew Mitchell goes through the gate.
Angle.
Okay, still 1936. Then they're going to switch to the camera outside to show the outside, which, listen clearly to the reporter's words here, he says this is the same time.
This time from outside the gates of Downing Street. There we are there.
You can clearly see a bus going past. We never see any buses at all this side. The people who are standing here looking at the gate have now disappeared. The guy who was standing here a foot from the bloke on this side, the police officer, has now disappeared.
There's the street, there's a bus going past. Now this is what was happening.
Keep an eye on this girl here. Sorry, this is probably a bad frame, but this girl here is wearing a black jumper and a blue top, and she's going up towards Trafalgar Square. Keep an eye on her.
At the same time,
okay, you can clearly see her now. She's got a black top on and a light blue jumper. Look at the time now though. 12th of September, sorry, 2012, September the 19th, 19, and the crucial bit showing the minutes. So we would expect this to be 9:36, 9:37, and then this is the same time as Andrew Mitchell was going through the gate, has now been obscured. We cannot see what time this is.
Outside the gates of Downing Street, and as
watch carefully as this guy at the bottom of the screen, if I move my mouse away, hang on, as he just coming into view at the bottom of the screen, as this girl, again with the black top and the blue jumper underneath, leaves the screen.
As you're looking at that, let me read you the official log of what happened at the time. There were, according to the log...
Okay, keep your eye on this guy here. He's going about to stop and face the gates. Watch what happens to this bloke here. Remember, there's still no time up here. We still don't know what time it is.
There were several members of the public present,
he now turns and faces the gate.
as is the norm, opposite the pedestrian gate. And as we neared it, Mr. Mitchell said...
He's now turned into a woman. Still no time up here. That bloke has now disappeared, and now it's a woman. And if you look closely, it's the woman we saw earlier walking up the street. This video, this second video from outside, has clearly been taken at another time in the evening, and it's clearly been falsified to make it look like there was no one outside the gate, whereas you can see from the other video there clearly was. This is obviously falsified evidence from Dispatches and Channel 4.
Best you learn your effing place. You don't run this effing government, you're effing plebs. The members of the public looked visibly shocked. Now, there are plenty of people around Westminster tonight who say that that version of events does not correspond with the CCTV pictures we can see there.
That's the end of the film. You can clearly see though, from what I pointed out, that the evidence shown here on Newsnight, the evidence shown on Channel 4's Dispatches, is falsified. Now them two cameras are security cameras, one inside Downing Street, one sitting outside the building outside Downing Street, both government buildings, both looking at probably the most strategically important building and street in the UK. You've got to ask yourself two questions from this video. One, how did Channel 4 get them videos? And two, who gains from falsifying evidence against the police?